So don't move to Pismo Beach unless you can handle these 5 things, and we're gonna get into it right now. All right, so the first one is the coastal air and its impact. So although the salty coastal air is refreshing and we all love it, it is definitely going to impact your home and your vehicles. So the salty air breaks down minerals and metals, so your outdoor furniture and your car will be impacted. So this is where you want to get a good detailer to give it a good wax on a regular maintenance, routine, and that will definitely help out the situation. Getting your home pressure washed will definitely help as well. So although Pismo Beach has mild Mediterranean weather, it does have its nuances. So in the morning, you're going to be experiencing some fog that can burn off midday. And this is especially prevalent during the spring and summer. While the temperatures are moderate, coastal winds can make evenings cooler than expected, even in the summer. Due to corrosion caused by the salt-laden breeze, regular maintenance is crucial, as I mentioned. Another thing that happens here in Pismo Beach, and because of the breeze and the coastal influences, we have termites here in our area. That's very common. And of course, like I said, this is due to wetness, fog, moisture, and you're gonna wanna have your coastal property maintained also by a professional pest company so that you can keep an eye on those and tackle anything that comes off right away. Dry rot, if there's termites in place, they can start a fumigation process and make sure and nip that right away so that you don't have any further damage to your property. So the ocean air does impact your property here in Pismo Beach. Number 2, so in living in Pismo Beach, you better prepare for wildlife encounters. What does that mean? Well, we have a lot of little critters out here. So we have seagulls that are always flying around in Pismo, and there's droppings that come with the birds, and that can impact your property. So you have to prepare for that. If you're down at the beach and you're eating, they're definitely going to be coming after your food. They are relentless. They will come up to you and they will want to take the food out, wherever it's nearby you if you don't have a good hold on it. Even when you kind of put it underneath a blanket or something and go into the beach, they will come after your food. So you will encounter seagulls either on your property, around your property, or at the beach. As a matter of fact, I was showing a very high-end property on the bluffs in Pismo Beach, Shell Beach area. And as soon as we got there, they had to pressure wash right underneath the home because there was just droppings everywhere. So that really impacted my buyers and making a choice that wasn't gonna work for them at that certain price point, which was several $1,000,000. Unfortunately, these seagulls can definitely impact your property value. Now, one of my favorite things in wildlife that we have around our area, which you can enjoy from certain restaurants on the coast here in Pismo Beach, are the American pelicans and the brown pelicans. So these guys migrate during the year. These guys migrate through Pismo in February through March and October, November. The winter in California, Mexico, and the Gulf Coast, and migrate to Great Plains and Great Basin in the spring. There's a particular restaurant that I love to see these when I have guests in town or just for my own, local pleasure, because I am a local, is going to a restaurant called Ventana, and I'm not sponsoring them or endorsing them, but I love that place. They have huge windows, and when these pelicans are flying, they're literally at eye level because you have a lot of height, you're on the cliff, and that's a great place to view these guys when they're migrating. So take note of that and see if you can make your way over there. We'll put a link in the description for you to take advantage of that. It's just one of my little go-tos for sure to take in these guys. Another wildlife encounter that you're gonna have is we have a lot of sea otters, we have a lot of seals, and well, yeah, if you're talking about the Pacific Ocean, we are going to have sharks, and we're going to have whales migrating as well, which is super epic to see those through Pismo. They make their way and you can see them just breaching out of the water. We have a lot of great photographers that take in that whole scene. It's breathtaking, it's just crazy. You can take tours to see those guys too when they're migrating, but you will see these sea creatures out there here in Pismo Beach. So another thing you need to prepare for, and if you can't handle it, it might be a little tough, to move to Pismo Beach, is we do have skunks, we have gophers, we have fox, we have raccoons, and these guys have to be also maintained by a pest company. Sometimes you can find trappers, or you have to call the SLO County phone number there and get some help from wildlife. There's things that you can do. There's mothballs you can put, but you have to be careful with the pets. Another pro tip that I can give you is you can get sensor lights, especially if you're on a raised foundation, and that can detour these guys, because then they can have babies under your home if you have a raised foundation. That can get a little, just overwhelming, and not everybody knows how to handle critters and rodents and things like that. So just be aware that there are services around here, but these guys are pretty prevalent around here, especially around Pismo Heights, where there's the preserve. There's a lot of open space, so there is a lot of wildlife activity going on in these open spaces. So you just have to prepare, be aware, learn how to maintain these critters and how you're going to go about it with trying to detour them from your property and just causing any kind of damage. So that's the primary concern for these wildlife critters. So just something to take note of in Pismo Beach. These do exist, and you just need to find a way to maintain it, get them away from your property. Some other wildlife are mountain lions. We have deer, and with deer, if you're gonna have vegetation, if you're planting tomatoes, all the things, whatever you plant in a garden, in your garden box, they will come after that. So you'll have to protect those vegetation if you're into gardening. We do have, like I said, fox, mountain lions. So you need to, make sure that your pets are safe, especially kitties with the mountain lions and stuff like that. So again, because of the open space, these are also something that we experience in Pismo Beach. And just a quick note, sellers in Pismo Beach, if you're buying or selling, if you're selling, you should be disclosing these things if they are a nuisance or something that you've been having to maintain. And as a buyer, you should really do your due diligence, because under certain sales, like if it was a probate, a trust, and the sellers currently never lived in the property at all and are currently selling it because they've inherited it, or it's just been something that's been handed down in the family, but they never lived in it, they're not going to have that information. So just be aware of this and do your due diligence so that you don't encounter some unforeseen event that's going to be something that maybe you're not comfortable with and know how to deal with. So just, this is one of the things. We've got wildlife here in Pismo Beach. Thinking about relocating to San Luis Obispo County? Well, I got just the thing for you. My team and I have created the ultimate relocation guide that is meant to save you hours of research, and I've linked it below. From top employers to the best hospitals and a boatload of other things that you need to know before you make the move. The best thing about this is that it's 100% free. You heard me right. Absolutely free. Just click on the link in the description or the top pinned comment, and I really hope this helps you out. Number 3, so here's the third thing. We have traffic congestion. So we are definitely known in Pismo Beach for tourists. We have a lot of visitors that come see Pismo Beach. It's just one of the greatest locations in California, and specifically on the Central Coast. Even though it's a small town, it is a destination and attracts a lot of people from out of the area. And this definitely picks up during summer, but it can even happen on a 3-day weekend. So if you're going to be living in Pismo Beach, checking it out, just know that the tourists do come in, especially from the Central Valley, when they're experiencing 100-degree weather or just a short drive away. So they're gonna come visit here, and they will take over during the holidays. So you need to know, what times to hit certain areas as you're getting acclimated to the area, and what time you should get on the road. Avoid 101, avoid Shell Beach Road, going around certain streets, especially downtown Pismo. You'll get to know that route really fast because you'll get stuck somewhere far behind where you don't really have anywhere else to go but stay in the traffic. So you really want to pay attention to that. So we do have traffic congestion here in Pismo Beach because of of these things that I'm just mentioning right now. And one of the main things is Shell Beach Road, which is, you know, a highly desired area and location for restaurants and hotels and things of that nature, is that you really need to be careful because you can get hit in that congestion time and you're just going to get stuck in there. So just take note of that for sure as you are, you know, checking out Pismo Beach. And just a pro tip, work with a particular local broker that will know these certain areas and can tell you different routes or different locations within Pismo that you're not going to be caught up in a lot of that congestion on a regular basis. So just take note of that. Hey guys, it's me, Vernice. And as much as I like making these videos for you, there's one thing that I love more, and that's helping families move to San Luis Obispo County from the US and all over the world. And I've helped countless families move over here. So whether it's in a week, in a month, 6 months, or a year, please feel free to reach out. My contact information is right here on the screen or linked below, just in case you missed the pop-up on the screen. I look forward to helping you and your family move to San Luis Obispo County. So the fourth thing that you need to be aware of, and if you can't handle this, you might not want to move, is that we have a small community vibe and small culture. This might not appeal to you. While many love the tight-knit small town feel of Pismo Beach, it might not suit everyone. The slower pace and lack of nightlife or large-scale cultural amenities may not appeal to those accustomed to urban living. However, the community offers numerous outdoor activities, local festivities, and laid-back lifestyle. So this is just a big thing that I've come across with people that are from bigger cities that are checking out the area, and Pismo Beach sounds like a good beach spot. You know, they hear about the restaurants and all the things, but it's just that it's small. It's a close-knit community. It's got a smaller vibe, a smaller town vibe, and it doesn't suit everybody. So you just have to remember that this is like town, like Cheers, you know, the show that you walk into a bar and everybody knows your name, or you walk into the bank and people know your name and they're, you know, asking how your family's doing, how are things, and you know, some people just don't really like that kind of vibe. So, you know, this is what Pismo Beach offers. Just something for you to kind of digest, and just know that it's just a smaller little tight-knit community where people are just kind of interested in what you're doing, and that's just the way it's kind of been for a long time. Now for the question of the day. For those of you that are thinking of moving to San Luis Obispo County, where are you moving from? What city or state? And what's the main reason that you're looking to move to San Luis Obispo County? I'm truly curious. I want to know your particulars. And if you wouldn't mind just leaving them in the comments below, or better yet, feel free to text, email, or call. My contact information should be on the screen. So number 5, guys, so here's the biggest one. It'll always be on top of note here, is that we have an affordable housing shortage here in Pismo Beach. You know, even though Pismo Beach is known for its coastal stunning beauty, that comes with a high ticket price. The cost of housing, groceries, and utilities is just at the top for California here in Pismo. We're a little bit more affordable than the higher priced areas, Southern California and the Bay Area that are near the coast. So we got that going for us, but it's still up there. So you need to take note of that as you're researching the area. So the median home price in Pismo Beach is one of the highest on the Central Coast. So, you know, that makes it really tough to have families move out here. You know, we have a lot of retirement community out here, demographic in the Central Coast itself, specifically in San Luis Obispo County. So it's just something to take note of. There are little pockets that you can find a little hidden gem. So, you know, just depending on when you're seeing this video, we can book a call, you know, and let's talk about what you're looking for, and if there's some pocket areas that I can refer you to, or even another agent in another area on the Central Coast that I might not service, but can definitely get you hooked up with someone that has the expertise that you will need during your journey of figuring out where you want to come here on the Central Coast. But Pismo Beach is a higher price point for sure. The thing that makes people move here is just that you're going to have year-round opportunities to be outside and just have an active lifestyle. And that's the price that people are willing to pay to move to Pismo Beach, California, here on the Central Coast. There's more videos to watch, so they're on the playlist. If you want to continue watching some more series of Pismo Beach or the Central Coast, book a call with me. There's a link below, and we'll take it from there. And until the next video, we'll catch you later.